Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back for another Feed the Beast episode. What an episode it is. So much to pontificate. Whose kid is TJ really? So much to talk about. And, of course, we have wine time tonight. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We have Vega.
This is like a more upbeat one. I'm digging it.
That's right. We're 5 days away from opening the restaurant. Of course, we're upbeat. Unless, of course, you count all the actual stuff that happened in the episode.
I was going to say, nothing's upbeat, really.
Oh, man. I'm Phil Svitek. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I got to say, I liked this since episode 1, but now, the way it's kind of going, you can kind of see what they're aiming at, and it's full of surprises. I love tonight's episode.
I liked it. This was definitely my...
What's up?
I can't hear myself. Can
you
you
can't
hear me?
Yourself? I can hear you.
Okay. As long as you can hear me.
You keep talking, I'll turn your headphones up.
Okay. No, today was actually my favorite episode, for sure. And twists and turns that I did not see coming.
Like, which one in particular?
Though, at the end, with, like, Dion... Well, actually, there was something before the end when they showed the, like, Ree and his little interactions, but there was something before they even showed that in my head I go, I have a feeling that Dion was kind of like in love with Ree, and because he always brings up Ree to Tommy and like uses her as, and so I just had some weird feeling that there was more to it.
Well, there's
and I think I was right.
There's definitely a lot there. On I host the Shameless After Show, and oftentimes we would talk about the look.
The look. I'm big on the look.
I've been trying to define the look for years because I am stupid. And Shameless, I co-host with 3 other girls, and they've been trying to... What is, by your definition, what is the look?
I don't even, know how to define it, but I say that on so many of my after shows. I will just be like, there was just this look. And you just know. And also...
What do you know? I don't understand. Explain it!
Well, it can be, different situations. But depending on, the storyline and stuff, there's a reason that... They hold on people's faces certain ways, and there's just a look, and I can just read it really well.
Okay. Fair enough.
Must be a girl thing.
I guess so. I don't know. James, are you getting any looks that I don't know about?
I can pick up looks
at
times, I would say. I mean, body language is a huge thing.
No.
So, I mean, the signs are there if you just pay attention.
Is that why you try to give me
Phil,
hugs or something?
pay attention. You need to pay attention more.
I give you hugs because I love you.
Fair enough. Before we fully dive in, couple of things. Number one, for those of you commenting on each of the episodes, fantastic. You guys are amazing. Some of you guys pointed out that the prison guard was the person who was shot last week.
Yeah, and we find that out.
Yes, so kudos to you.
Yeah, because I did not pick up on that.
Yes,
tonight.
Indeed. That's why we love you guys. And the other faux pas is that we've been calling Marissa some Sheila name, or so I don't even.
On IMDb, that actress who plays Marissa, it says her name is Shayna. So I'm thinking that they posted to IMDb before, they made final changes, because it also said she's only in 3 episodes, but it is that actress. I showed you her picture.
Okay, but go back to episode 1 where I kept calling her Marissa, and you're like...
You were calling her Marissa?
Yeah, and you were like, why are you calling her Marissa? I was like, oh, shit.
Okay, because I swear on IMDb, look it up, people, it says her name is Shayna. I'm not crazy.
Hopefully they changed it.
I'm not crazy.
Anyway, and what I like is, the opening is kind of the opening of the show, right? The credit sequence is kind of starting to make sense. Most goes out and gets the letters, which I appreciate.
Yes.
And we get the full three beast. It means beast in Italian or something.
Yes, it does.
So we get that explanation. So a lot of things are finally coming together, which I really, really appreciate.
Yes.
But before, I know some of you guys like us to start deep and then kind of go to the fluffy stuff. We're going to start fluffy, then go to the deeper stuff. You got to get your entree before you have your main course. Come on, people.
Yeah.
So let's start with Marissa. Heavy duty stuff. We talked about last time.
I don't know if this is not fluff, really.
Okay, you're right. Well, at least she kind of keeps it. Remember, because I was much like Dion in the last episode where I was like, this is kind of not an easy subject, but should she have an abortion?
And we predicted that it would at least be brought up.
Yeah.
And it was.
And she was going that route.
Yeah.
Pilar.
And you find
good
out
for her or bad for her for switching her mind around?
Okay. To me, I just thought that was really weird and not Pilar's place. I feel like that's a very personal matter to like any person, whether to have a child or not, you know? So I thought it was weird. I mean, I guess Marissa ends up appreciating it, but the way that she came in super hot, I didn't think that was really right to do. You know what I mean? Because Marissa, I guess, had this reaction and it, like I said, ended up changing her mind, but someone could be very offended if you're coming at them like that on such a personal decision.
This is true.
They don't know each other.
They don't. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're right in the sense that it ended up working out, and who am I? Ultimately, I'm a guy talking about women's rights and women's issues. But I can appreciate the fact that what was so interesting, you know, she wanted to, the only reason she really wanted to go through this because she knew how Dion would react, but in her heart of hearts, she actually wanted the child.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad Pilar did step into that role to prevent what would have ultimately hurt her.
Yeah, like in this situation, of course, it worked out because that you find out that's what was really keeping her. I'm just saying, I think I'm saying in more of a general sense, like that's weird to like input your decision into something that like you don't even know the person.
Fair enough.
And Pilar, like I said, she came in hot. She's like, you should reconsider that. I was like, whoa, girl.
I will give Pilar a lot of credit. You know, she's still making, yes, the liquor license, she's still making mistakes there and things like that. But overall, she's actually, like, she's not making that many mistakes. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's putting in the effort and she's actually getting things done rather than just making a catastrophe.
No, yeah, for sure. I was not expecting her to have it as much together as she does right now.
Do you think Dion will ultimately want to be in this child's life?
Yes.
Think so. Yeah.
Yes.
But does it go back to the earlier conversation that we had, where obviously the Tooth Fairy holds TJ, Tommy, and now Marissa, kind of as the hostages, if you will, and so the closer he gets to the child, the more of a collateral damage that is. So let's just.
Well,
stay away.
In my head, this season, we won't even see the baby be born or anything like that. So I don't think that would be the mindset at first, because at this point, Marissa is already in that.
We still have to get, you know, the kid can die in the womb, so.
Whoa, you're getting. That's.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Listen, when you're dealing with the mob, like, you know.
No, yeah. But I'm saying, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'd have that mindset, but I think that once. I mean, and depending on like when that would happen, I think once the child was actually born, he would want to be a part of it. Because you see how he is with TJ, and he actually is really good with TJ. And so I feel like once he has someone, well.
So he likes to have kids, but not, and be in their lives, but without, he likes to be the uncle.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I don't know. I think that once he wraps his head around it, I think it was kind of just like a shock. And it was in a weird situation, like Pilar was in there. It wasn't, you know what I mean? He didn't really, and she didn't even give him a moment to kind of wrap his head around it or have a full discussion. So I think that was just his initial reaction. I think he would come around to it and want to be a part of his or her life. Yeah,
but he you know, he did have that sort of douchebag reaction as a guy of like, oh, you're going to have an abortion? Oh, okay, great. I'm going to support you. Like, it's whatever you choose.
No, yeah. For sure, he did have that douchey reaction. But I think he would come around to it. We call that
the negation of the negation.
The negation of the negation. Whoa.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It's where you pretend to be good, but you're ultimately not.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to be bad, but when you're pretending to be good, but you really are bad.
Makes sense.
It's the negation of the negation.
He definitely reacted bad, and I feel like that would probably be like the opposite of how any woman would like the reaction to be. But like I said, I think he would come around if it comes down to it.
Fair enough. Well, I also, you know, not for nothing, I would have thought Marissa would have been a little bit smarter.
Yes.
You know,
But I mean,
I don't know,
she's-
I hold lawyers to a high standard.
But at the same time, she was fooling around with her client who was in prison to begin with. And so I think she kind of just loses her head when it comes to Dion. Like I've said, I think that she truly has a lot of feelings for him that he just doesn't realize or doesn't reciprocate. So I think with him, that's just kind of like she loses her head. She doesn't think.
Apparently being a great cook / chef, you know, the ladies go guy, you know, I might change professions. This is heavy stuff. Of course, she tells her father, the cop, who still doesn't know that. I mean, wait till he finds. If he ever finds out that it's Dion.
I feel like they're building up for him to find out because you see how excited he gets about it, and the first thing is like the father's not involved. So I think that they're building up, and that's another thing. Her telling him right away that the father's not involved. I think we're gonna see Dion maybe trying to get in more, even while she's just pregnant, and the cop's gonna find out.
Yeah. Yes, and right now it's not a good time because Dion told him to basically F off.
Also, with the cop, side note, the conversation with Marissa when she was very specific, like, be careful, I need you. I thought that was foreshadowing something bad's gonna happen to him.
Oh yeah, I thought he would get killed this episode.
Same. Like right when she said that, like, I need you, I was thinking he's done for. Yeah.
You know, and especially like because you know we'll talk about it more in depth, but I guess we can get into it now. In terms of the cop has described, and I'm sorry I keep forgetting his name, but he's described the Tooth Fairy as his white whale. And when you get so obsessed over something like that, you start to try to force results, and you start to see less clearly, and so you make rash decisions, and so he's going to go into more dangerous situations that he knows ultimately are dangerous, but for the sake of trying to, you know, again, anytime addiction kicks in, like this, it could be wine, it could be Coke, or it could be trying to catch the bad guy.
Yeah.
Addiction comes in all forms. It could be money. It could be anything.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with taking this guy down.
Very much so. And you're correct. I think that's definitely foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
All right. So speaking of Pilar, let's talk about her because she gives the Tooth Fairy a hug.
Also, with Pilar, did she lie about her husband dying?
No, I don't think she'd go that far.
Okay, because when she was having that conversation with Marissa, she starts talking about the guys. She does not mention a husband. And then later when she's talking to Tommy and he goes, I don't know how you did it. And she like looked confused for a second. He goes, your husband passed away. I think that she's in the therapy for something else. Did you not?
No, why? Oh,
did you not pick up on that? That was the first thing, because I noticed when she was listing off guys and saying that like they left, or like the reasons like why it didn't work out, and because she admits that she had an abortion.
See, this is why I'm very direct with people, because I hate this kind of like BS of like just tell me the truth. Yeah, I did not pick up on that.
Okay,
so.
and then like I said, when he brings up, because he's kind of talking about how hard it is for him on the birthday, and when he said, I don't know how you do it, she had this like look of confusion and had to like snap, you know?
Yeah.
And that could explain too why she wasn't as reserved with him about moving forward in a new relationship, because he really did lose his wife and she didn't. So I think she lied.
Yeah. You're shedding a whole new light on this subject.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Could you see that now, though? Now that I'm like...
I could. So let me pose this question. You know, obviously she has a bad experience with... So for her, is it an addiction thing where if she feels like getting with someone who's lost someone, that they're ultimately going to be better than, let's say, the RAV4 guy or this, whatever the... like...
Yeah, I don't
sick
know.
and twisted.
Yeah, I think right now the way they portray Pilar, she's kind of, you know, like, woo, but I think there's just more to her that we're gonna find out, and I think this is one of the things. I could be totally wrong.
Okay, but that also affects her character, because again, I think I like her because she's bubbly, and yes, she messes up, but at the end of the day, like as I said, she's for me, putting in a lot of work, and she obviously does care and whatnot. So this completely shifts her character in a way that I'm not ready for.
Well, it could also, I mean, my
I'm
initial
basically
reaction.
Tommy, and you told me TJ is not my son. That's how I feel right now.
But like in the same way, I mean, she could still have those very like bubbly, like mean. She does have good intentions with it. Like I think she could have met Tommy, been interested in him, and just thought this was a way to relate to him, and didn't think of how crazy and stupid of a matter to lie about it is. Because we've seen she lies about stupid stuff and doesn't think about it, like having experience in a restaurant.
That's stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
Lying
but
about...
I know, but I'm trying to keep her a little good still, but I think that she 100% lied.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I am too, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you
I'm
are.
curious if anyone else thought that, because that was I thought that right away.
That's tough. That really is tough. Speaking of which, we finally get the first sort of interaction between Pilar and Tommy post the not the kiss scene, but more so where she comes back after seeing her sister.
Oh yeah.
And that whole kind of fight, if you will. What did you think of that reaction? Because Tommy was trying to make amends, at least
by
to me.
being like, "Go, your sister is the most important."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if it was fully genuine on his part more than making amends. Like, I don't think it was like disingenuous, but I think he really, in his heart, was like, I really want you to figure out this liquor license thing.
Here's the thing. Tommy, obviously, even though he might 100% look like it, his life obviously is spiraling out of his control, even though he feels like he's in control at least some of the time, and other times he'll admit that he feels out of control. But whether or not he wants to admit it, he is an addict, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're an addict, you become selfish. So in that regard, it was sort of nice to see, because even though it wasn't, to me, 100% genuine, he knew that, okay, she obviously cares about her sister. And so he's going through this pain of having lost his wife. He thinks that Pilar lost her husband.
Yeah.
And now if Pilar is to lose her sister because of this, then he would be the ultimate dick.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of almost doing like a self-check.
Yeah. That's what I think so too.
But she woke up.
She did.
Which was great, because I think we talked about that for like 10 minutes almost last episode.
Yeah, I thought she was a goner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's here.
She's alive and well.
Good.
Well,
I don't know
alive.
about well, but she's alive.
She's alive, and I'm glad that she, we didn't see the follow-up with the Tooth Fairy. She gave him the hug, but, he said, you have my number. And I was very nervous the fact that Tommy and her were potentially going after the same liquor license and what was going to happen there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
But luckily it didn't pan out that way, so
Yeah.
great.
Worked out.
Yeah. I'm still Team Pilar.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it happens. We'll see what happens.
You guys ruined things for me.
I'm sorry.
All good. No, you're probably right. These are the things I sometimes don't see. Let's talk about TJ.
Yeah.
A lot has happened with TJ.
Oh, yeah. TJ's big.
TJ, you know what? I know the school counselors and the principals and whatnot can't appreciate this, but you know what? I respect TJ because, we were speculating for so many, well, not that many episodes, but so many times of when is he going to fight? When is he going to pull out the punches? And the fact that he stood up.
For the girl. That's what was good, because there had been a couple times since he started to learn to fight that the kid was picking on him and he could have done it, but he saved it for that. Which the one thing I had with this was everyone was getting frustrated because he can't speak, or isn't talking. But why did they not ask the girl, or did no one vouch for him? Like, he did this because this kid pushed me. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but she gave a laundry list of other things. Like this wasn't the only thing that tipped this tipped the scales, but it wasn't.
But she was like, now he's starting fights, and he didn't start a fight, the kid did.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I agree with it, but yeah. I'm so shallow. I wanted to know what 12-year-old Abby would have thought at the time. She would have been like, "Oh my God, this is my dream boyfriend."
Oh, 100%. I'd be like, "Oh, look at him sticking up for me." I like their friendship though.
It's
Cute. The girl's sweet.
I think, in a serious way, on a serious note, I think it's very, he realizes it's very therapeutic for him.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
I appreciate that. But obviously, this brings up a whole laundry list of, because Tommy, obviously, I don't think because he can't really get information, obviously, either, since TJ won't give it to him. So Tommy couldn't have stood up for TJ in that moment. And unfortunately, we've got the threat of child services looming.
Yeah, stupid Anna. We finally get her name.
This is an interesting question, and much like Dion, I'd hate to ask this, but does Dion go in and solve the case? If you know what I'm saying.
Solve the case.
If you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Solve the case.
What case?
Does he sleep with Anna and make amends? And, get child services away? And Anna retracts it. No, it's all good.
But can she retract it, though?
Well, it also depends. Has she filed, I don't know, whatever the term would be, an injunction or whatever?
Yeah. See, I'm thinking that now, Anna, now that she knows that he straight up lied about it, I don't think she would even dabble there. But Dion could be persuasive, I'm sure.
But maybe she likes her weed, and maybe she might like coke secretly. And
she seems very straight edge to me.
Straight edge, okay.
Isn't that the word for it?
Yeah, she doesn't even drink? Nothing?
No, she seems very uptight. She probably needs a drink.
Okay.
I'm not really into her, to be honest.
Well, Dion was for a little bit, and now, yeah.
He's into any pretty lady, it seems.
Yeah, most guys are.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want to know the truth? There's the truth. So obviously this raises a whole ton of questions. It's not good when your chefs are smoking weed. It's not good that there's coke upstairs.
No.
And, okay, let me ask you this. It's one of those tough questions, but from an objective standpoint, is this a healthy environment for TJ? Because if you're child services, you probably have to go and say that this
I feel like
isn't.
I'm not the most I'm not because I don't know this what is considered for child protective services. But I mean, I definitely think there could be healthier, but then there also could probably be way worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I could judge that correctly.
The main definite. This is not from the child services perspective, but obviously what Tommy is trying to argue is the fact of intent versus whatever actuality, I guess, reality or whatever. And so yes, the reality of it might be that this is not necessarily the best place. However, everyone here is well intentioned.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
I don't know. It's obviously that goes back to a major philosophical debate of utilitarianism and this and that and whatever stuff we won't have time to get into. Nor do I want to get into.
Why is it bad that the chefs are smoking weed? It's not like they're performing
because of Child Protective Services is coming.
Oh well, then
because this is where Tommy lives. That's why.
I mean, if you're high and you're a chef, I'm sure you make good food.
Again, this is where
it's where the child lives. That's the issue.
Yes,
It's not medical marijuana.
It doesn't matter. It's where the child lives.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to break
Sorry
it
to
you,
shut
James.
you down like that.
I was just curious. It's not like they're doctors or anything.
No.
No, yeah, truth.
So obviously, the whole Tommy and TJ are both dealing with. I thought it was the anniversary of the death at first. But
I thought it was birthday. I wrote it down. I go, it must be Ree's birthday tomorrow.
Okay, then you were correct. See, I'm just gonna go with your intuition on all
look at
these
me
things
go.
from now on.
Pisces have really good intuitions.
She knows about the looks. I mean, listen to her.
Listen to me.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. All right, so I'm gonna listen. You talk.
Oh gosh, no. You lead. I'll just give my input. Perfect.
We get a crap ton of backstory in all of this.
Yes.
it's not only her birthday, but then the fact that she wishes for the opening to be good, and the fact that we're pretty much at the end of the episode 5 days away from opening. It's a lot.
Yeah.
As Emmett Brown says, or Marty from Back to the Future, this is heavy. This is heavy stuff.
It is heavy. And I feel like we learned so much too more about the Ree situation. Like, I was very surprised, when Tommy is visiting the grave and he runs into Dion, and Dion's like, I knew her before you did. And that was something I don't know why I just didn't expect that even.
Is there anything to the fact Tommy visited we'll call it the tree, but it's the memorial,
yes.
right? He visited the tree before, and obviously that's where TJ goes, versus Dion, he's visiting the grave. That might be reading too much into it, but there's got to be some sort of symbolism in there.
Well, I think that Dion was either in the car with her or was the reason that she was in the car. I think because you see that conversation with Tommy and Dion at the end where he's like, you're mad at me because you can talk to me and you can't talk to her. So I'm thinking that something happened that either Dion called her to get her somewhere, or he was in the car and he didn't die and she did. And I'm thinking that's why he doesn't visit that spot, because it's too hard for him.
I'm going to drink this bottle of wine by myself.
Because I'm killing it?
I got to drown my sorrows.
Oh. Did you not think that?
Not to that degree, no.
I'm telling you. I'm on it today.
I don't want to... I don't know. I like to think the best of people, and this is really ruining some characters for me.
Well, I don't think Dion had any bad intentions. I don't think it was, you know what I mean?
But when you say, like, even calling her away, like, it just, in my mind, it opens up too many avenues of, like, okay, are they, like, going to a hotel together?
Probably. They totally were in love. And you totally see that. And now I think it completely makes sense the way they showed all of those instances where Dion and TJ had these great moments where they had so much fun cooking, and him talking on the roof last time.
Yeah, that takes a whole new meaning.
It makes all those scenes so much more, I think, important. Because at first we were just like, oh, this is kind of just bumming Tommy out because he's trying to get through to his son. But now I 100% think that Dion is TJ's dad. And I think Tommy is thinking that too now, or starting to get hints.
Yeah, and it gets even worse because obviously Tommy never got along with his dad, and now there's a complete bond between the grandfather and TJ. I mean, listen, the way this is headed, depending on how it goes, like, he's gonna be much like Dion
and his dad and his grandpa.
Yeah.
Well, his grandpa.
I mean, he was great with that gun.
Yeah, and TJ is seriously bonding with everyone and has almost better relationships with everyone over Tommy. Like, Tommy cannot get through to him.
But that was the saddest part, was that Tommy did get through to him.
At the end.
They were watching, they were looking at the pictures, they were in a great time.
And that's when
realization hits.
Yes.
It's just the irony of ironies.
I know.
Ay. Well, let's just talk about the Tooth Fairy. You're breaking me today.
I'm so sorry.
The Tooth Fairy. Speaking of breaking things, he breaks someone's neck.
Yes.
His cousin of all people. I mean, you were the first person to say that. Okay, the Tooth Fairy is afraid to get his hands dirty.
But ever since
what do they say? Necessity is the greatest motivator?
Well, I thought it was just after his conversation with his dad calling him out.
Well, that, and also he has no choice.
Yeah.
He has to do this now.
He does.
I mean, in many ways, right, he's doing this for the father, and he feels bad about what happened. He feels responsible, but also it's kind of going in that way of the end is inevitable in some ways, at least in his mind, and so he's got to step up to the mantelpiece.
Yeah.
And,
True.
And be the king.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's not afraid to get down to business.
Yeah. I thought he was going to poison him or something, but...
He's straight. See, I saw that guy lingering in the back, so I knew something was coming.
And obviously, I love the way the episode played out because, as we talked about with the cop, he's putting pressure on Dion now to wear the wire and whatnot.
Oh, thank God he wasn't wearing the wire. I was having anxiety.
That would have been interesting. That's why, when people kind of invite you over randomly, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're here to do this.
See, right when he started doing that, I was like, this is something bad's going to happen.
Yeah. But, believe it or not, I think Dion actually made a smart move because, as he says, like, this guy, whatever this guy can do to me is way worse
than you. Yeah. Which is so accurate and true. So.
Always got to have leverage over people. So. And anything else about the Tooth Fairy? I know what I love. By the way, I wrote this down. What I appreciate about the show, and as you've proven me wrong in this entire episode, I appreciate that the beauty is in the simplicity.
Yes.
Because much like Breaking Bad was kind of in that way, like you just see these things kind of play out. You understand the relationships, and as it develops, obviously there's more and more to speculate on. But there's an underlying simplicity to it all that makes it tick.
Yeah, well, not really much anymore, like you said.
Not really much anymore, unfortunately.
But I could be totally wrong. But I think I'm pretty right.
I think you could be. I think you could be. So I'm not gonna argue that. Okay, so let's talk about the ultimate, not cliffhanger. What's the other word? Shock. The ultimate shock or surprise of the episode, which is the fact that Dion could potentially be with the father. What implications does this have, and why? Would you not think that Dion in any way, shape, or form would have felt bad and would act a little bit different around Tommy? Would be like kissing his ass almost to be a better person?
I mean, to me, no, because look at where Dion's been. Like, I feel like since, I don't know. I just don't think, like I said, he's always usually on drugs. He's just, I don't think that would be his main thing to worry about.
Like, again, I understand I'm different than most people, but I feel like a lot of people can relate to this. Like, let's say if I lied to you, it's the proverbial, like, almost like cartoonish where, like, all of a sudden I start sweating and you'd be like, Phil, would you like a glass of water? What? Why you asking me about a glass of water? I didn't do anything.
And this is like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But
again, because we've seen the scenarios of course, like you can look at Mad Men, right? Another AMC show, and there's various instances of infidelity and whatnot, and the various reasons why it leads to that. But it was never, people that knew each other. It was never friends of friends. It was, and again, this is just one example of it, but it was a search because they didn't have something within that relationship, right? And so they sought it in other people.
Yeah.
And that got exciting, and maybe that wore off, and they'd move on and so forth. With this, they were a triangle. They were best friends, and in a way, it just doesn't make sense why Ree would do it, or why Dion would do it. Any
of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's definitely something there. Maybe saying that TJ is Dion's is like a stretch. Like, I thought that, I got that vibe. I thought that's what they were hinting at, but maybe we're wrong on that level. And maybe it was just they had, because Dion said that he knew Ree before. Maybe they had like a little thing going before her and Tommy even met. And then that developed, and there's just always feelings there. I don't know. There's clearly they wanted us to know that something was there, definitely between Dion and Ree. Maybe it's a stretch. Maybe they didn't actually do anything, and maybe it was just more of a feelings thing. Either way, it's screwed up because they, like you said, they were three best friends.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious for more information about the past because they mentioned, like I said, that Dion knew her first. So I'm curious if they'll go back that far to how that was before Tommy was in the picture with her, and then also what exactly happened with the car crash and things like that. There's a lot to learn still.
There's a lot to learn, and the last thing I'll end on, you can add whatever you want, but for some reason, I don't know why, but I don't think putting the Coke in the tea...
It's the best idea.
Yeah. So
I agree.
Which, by the way, was the best juxtaposition of when Pilar says to him, or no, sorry, it wasn't Pilar. It was, shoot, I'm forgetting. Well, anyway, Dion is told that you're resourceful without money, and then he's like, okay, and then just goes and sells the coke.
Yeah.
So,
you're the best at making something out of nothing.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Who told him that though? Was it Pilar?
It was
or was
Tommy.
Tommy it was.
I
Yes.
was like, yikes, man.
Absolutely. Anything else to add about the episode?
No, I'm so ready to eat.
All right. So, as always, for those of you who stick around, my official term, because Abby couldn't come up with a name, it's wine time.
That's good. How did I not think of that?
And
It's so
after
simple.
that, of course, we'll get into predictions. So if you want to stick around, by all means, we're going to tell you about wine, and we're going to tell you about food, and we're going to give our predictions. But if you so decide to leave now, so be it. @
Abby Vega.
That's it. At AfterBuzz TV, all that support us. Now, today, I actually lied to Abby. Today was
You did lie.
Today was not going my way, but I made it happen nonetheless. I told her that I forget what I would get, but one of it was like barbecue that was paired with. Today I have Merlot, and this is called Gnarly Head. It's a vintage 2013 Merlot from California. And this one is bold, sophisticated, with a hint of gnarly. Here's to wines, with a V, meaning the actual grapevines, and to the life lived boldly. These heroic vines produce intense fruit flavors and deeply concentrated wine, matched only by the passion of the people who drink them. That's us.
That is us.
Head Merlot is classic, supple, and anything but shy, lush, velvety tannins, frame rich black cherry, blackberry, ripe plum, sweet herbs, and a hint of spice. Pair with spaghetti and meatballs, roast chicken, or grilled pork chops. Now, we don't quite have those things, but I was talking to someone earlier, and they take a smell, and it has kind of a summery spring taste, they said. And so I got kind of Asian food that's, for me, by my definition, tends to be a little bit lighter, easier on the stomach.
Oh,
there's lemons and
Sorry,
things
I
like
hope I
that.
didn't take 1 minute.
All good.
I just dug in.
So if you had to smell it, and what would you?
So bad at this. All wine smells the same.
Did we shut off our mic, James?
Hello?
There we go.
Wine smells the same to me. I'm so bad at this.
You're like Becca, our social media person. she took a taste. She's like, it's good. But take a sip, right? It's
really good.
There's like a spice to it. So definitely check it out. We got this, and so I paired it with I forget what, but it's mainly chicken based. We've got some lime here as well. A lot of vegetables, carrots, broccoli.
Love vegetables.
And whatnot. So it makes for a good pairing.
Yeah, it's delish.
Here's how you know that I like the wine, because I've been holding it by the bunt.
Oh.
Or the punt, rather. Abby got barely like half a glass, and I've drank more than half the bottle.
I was gonna say, whoa.
That's also because she's a downer, and she brought me down with Pilar and everything else, but so be it. Without further ado, here, why don't you read some stuff about Merlot, and I'm just gonna drink Merlot.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the Vanna White while
gosh.
you talk about it. You can just do the first page.
So it's a dark blue colored wine grape variety.
This is Merlot in general.
In general. The name Merlot is thought to be a diminutive of Merlet. Is that I'm saying that right? The French name for the blackbird. Probably a reference to the color of the grape.
That's right.
Whoa, fun facts. Its softness and fleshiness, I don't think I like that word, but combined with its earlier ripening makes Merlot a popular grape for blending with the sterner, later ripening Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignon. I'm so bad at this. Which tends to be higher in tannin, which I don't know what that is either. Let's see. What are some fun facts?
James, look up the official definition of tannin.
While Merlot is made across the
but I don't wanna
globe,
mess it up.
there tend to be two main styles of Merlot. International style, which is favored by many New World wine regions. Wait, favored by many. I messed something up.
Are we learning to read?
And then there's the Bordeaux style,
That's right.
which involves harvesting Merlot earlier to maintain acidity and producing more medium-bodied wines with moderate alcohol levels that have fresh red fruits, flavors like raspberries and strawberries, and potentially leafy vegetal notes.
There you go.
It is really good.
All right, what do we got for tannin? I can't read that, James. James pulls up like some Wikipedia article on like some small computer and expects me to read it.
I had to stop the smooth jazz.
What? You don't need.
Tannin, I have one of a group of Jewish scholars active in Palestine during the 1st and 2nd centuries.
Is that what we're?
I
yeah.
don't think that's what we're.
I think that might be
to.
it. That might be it.
Is that what we're referring to here?
Yeah, I think
T-A-N-N-A.
Tannin.
All right, let's try this again.
What did you look up? Yeah, I don't think Cabernet Sauvignon tends to be higher in Jewish scholars.
Maybe.
That is not what the answer we were looking for.
A yellowish or brownish bitter-tasting organic substance present in some galls, barks, and other plant tissues.
That's right.
That sounds
Makes more
better
sense.
to you?
Yeah, rather than like a higher grade in Jews.
Are these noodles?
They like
They are
wine too, don't they?
The Jews like wine, yes. Don't get me wrong about that. But wine is not higher in their Jew count.
Oh my gosh, this is so delicious. Where'd you order this from?
Some Asian place. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. All right, predictions. Abby doesn't eat on
This
Tuesdays.
always happens to me. No,
And now,
I'm never hungry.
your AfterBuzz
I eat before I
TV
come, and then I see this food, and it makes me hungry.
I didn't have a chance to eat today, so I knew this was going to be my dinner. Predictions. So much happens. We're about. I don't know how long they can stretch out these 5 days. We know Monday they get more money, which we'll see how that pans out because I'm sure that'll play into something. All I can say, I'm just on board. This show is picking up steam, and I'm on board. That's all I got. Nothing from you.
I'm so sorry.
I'll keep talking.
No, I got it.
All right.
I swallowed. Okay, I think that for sure we're gonna find out more flashbacks about what happened with Ree. I think Dion was involved with why she was in the car, or what happened, or he was there at the accident. Shiz is gonna go down, and also Tommy knows that something with Ree and whatever was going on. That's all I got.
Well, we definitely gave a lot of thoughts in tonight's episode. Let us know how you guys thought about the episode, what you guys think about, Pilar, TJ, the Tooth Fairy, Marissa, there's a lot to discuss. Very, very heavy episode, definitely. But the good news is we got our liquor license, which we didn't quite talk about that scene, for which I apologize. But let us know. I thought that was a heavy scene, too, between the Tommy and the father.
Oh, and his dad having cancer?
Yes. See, another thing we didn't talk about. But, again, we try to pick the various things, but we don't always get to every single one of them. But that's what the comment section's for. So thank you guys for watching. Yet again, if this is your first time, welcome. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're a returning customer, as they say, welcome back. Hopefully you keep coming back. In the meantime, as I said before, _ Abby Vega.
Yep.
It's Vega.
Yep.
At AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that fun stuff. Instagram. Did I say Instagram? Instagram. James, where are you at? Since you're kept piping in, might as well give you a shout out.
Oh, follow me on Twitter at @TheJimboSlice, TheeJimbosliced, and look for me on the Lucha Underground After Show.
Yeah, Jimbo.
That's right. And check out Abby on her 20 different after shows here on AfterBuzz TV. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
Buzz
later.
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.